a good look on your marriage. Congratulations.
I've been a Fullerton resident for 18 years. I'm not a city employee, nor do I have any family members who are city employees. However, I feel I've been forced to take on some form of employment with Fullerton ever since Mr. Tiger Whitaker and Seaborn took over the council. I don't want to attend city council meetings. I want to do my job as a parent of Fullerton school-aged kids, an employee in the banking industry, and I want a council I can trust to do their jobs as representatives of the citizens of Fullerton. Now I have to spend my time working toward replacing Mr. Tiger, Mr. Whitaker, and maybe Mr. Seaborn in 2 years. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat, this majority is working against Fullerton. There are several issues related to Mr. Seaborn, Whitaker, and Tiger that I have a problem with. Denial of $50,000 in sobriety checkpoint money that when they refused it, they also refused the additional $146,000 from the State Office of Traffic Safety designated for our city for additional DUI enforcement. In the city where Nick Aidenhart and his friends died, I find this unfathomable.
That's on our agenda, so
okay, that's only number 1.
Thank you.
That's fine. The reprehensible way Mr. Tiger and Whitaker attacked the MAD representative at the last meeting who was a guest in our city. Outsourcing of our Fullerton PD services to the Orange County Sheriff, I have not found a single person in Yorba Linda who's happy about the idea of the Sheriff's Department taking over there. Mr. Tiger and Mr. Whitaker's involvement in the hateful Nazi blog called Friends for Fullerton's Future. This blog is nobody's friend. It spews hate and lies about anyone who dares to stand up to them, and the only future it wants is the destruction of the community. It's a gross conflict of interest for an elected official to be affiliated with a blog of this type. And the cowardly anonymous comments that populate the site go well with the rest of the content. What's your name, Mr. Whitaker? Water tax refunds. The goal of Tea Party is to bankrupt local governments so they can break employment contracts. When Mr. Seaborn, Tiger, and Whitaker voted to send these puny checks back to taxpayers, they eat up all the city's reserves and put us perilously close to financial ruin. I, for one, would like to have the option to leave my money where it is and not jeopardize the financial security of Fullerton. You hate all cops. We finally have a chief who's made great strides in putting this city back together, and you want to control him and fire him at will. You don't really want to restore harmony in Fullerton. That's not your goal. I don't know what your agenda is, other than that you must hate Fullerton. The only other alternative is that you're either evil or crazy. I've been warned that you'd like to attack women who oppose you, to which I say, bring it. I have 6 simple words for you. Flory, Alvarez, Jaramillo, Rand, Callan Fitzgerald, and yes, Bankhead. I have faith that they, unlike you, all care about Fullerton. If I left any of the candidates out, I'm sorry, except for Levinson. That was intentional.
Members of the council, Mayor, again, I'm Jason Shane, my spelling S-C-H-O-E-N. Again, Mr. Tiger, if you choose, or members of your blog choose to assault or insult me by my looks, my receding hairline, my political affiliations, where I work, my family, my daughter, or anything like that, which is common knowledge on your site, please spell my name right. I'm here on my own. No one's telling me to speak. I'm not here as anybody's pawn. I'm here for my own reasons. Been a past resident of the city of Fullerton for 33 years, and I've worked for the city of Fullerton for about 24 years. I've noticed something quite disturbing, Mr. Tiger and Mr. Whitaker. You guys can't figure out your protocols. You pick and choose when you respond to public comments. Somebody like Mrs. Flory or Miss Flory or the MAD representative, Mary Beth, you choose to respond in an inappropriate and unprofessional way. I'm not a female, so feel free to respond at will if you want, because I'll be okay with that. You guys both are up for re-election, and because of that, you're going to have a lot of power for the future of the city, so I have some legitimate questions I would like answered. You both preach accountability and transparency in government. That's great. It's time we want some accountability and transparency from you. I have 2 lines of questioning I want to ask. Let's talk about fireworks. First thing you did as a new council is you guys elected to put on the ballot, spend money to bring fireworks back in the city of Fullerton. Really? Now we know that there's a firework warehouse and business offices off of Gilbert, 535, 555 North Gilbert. So, Mr. Cog and Mr. Whitaker, I have a couple questions for you. Do either one of you stand to gain politically or financially if fireworks such as TNT fireworks are brought back to the city of Fullerton? And do any of your political supporters, financiers, or friends stand to gain politically or financially if fireworks are brought back to the city of Fullerton? I think that's a legitimate question. Second, let's talk about marijuana. Mr. Cog, back in March 11, 2009, you posted on your site an article under admin, "In Reefer Madness by Legalizing Pot."
Yes.
Arguments were weak, ignorant, and grossly admin was grossly uneducated in this topic. So, Mr. Cog and Mr. Whitaker, both of you in the past have publicly made statements for the legalization of marijuana. The city of Fullerton, the majority of us, we don't want marijuana legalized. We don't want pot dispensaries in the city at all. 28 seconds, so I'm still good. So here's my question. First, Mr. Kiger, who the heck is admin who wrote this article back in March of 2009? I'd like to know who he is because I'd like to have to sit down with him and explain to him some of his uneducated viewpoints. Do either one of you smoke marijuana on a regular basis? Do you have a valid medical marijuana card? Is it your position when you get reelected to bring pot dispensaries back into the city of Fullerton? Thank you.
Let's smoke a doob and think about it.
First, I want to thank you for your service. Messrs. Kiger and Whitaker, I voted for you because I was lazy. I saw you were Republicans, and I voted for you. More recently, you have met the definition of libertarians, and I'm not sure the Orange County Republican Party is aware. I'll approach this reality at another time. My assumption was that you would represent the needs of the voters, and I, along with many other Fullerton voters, don't believe that you are. Among our disappointments are, you have sought to weaken the city, laying it open to lawsuits that will bankrupt it. You have endangered our police as individuals by publishing their home addresses. You have weakened our police force at every opportunity. You are trying to fire the acting police chief, who has done arguably a wonderful job. You are voting against sobriety checkpoints and available money that would pay for them. How does that help our voting constituents? Whose interests do you really serve? I'd like to address the legalization of marijuana dispensaries, which Mr. Whitaker has taken an active role in supporting, and Mr. Kiger, I believe you will also be supporting in the very near future. Only a handful of people are helping our city with this. Why do we need one in Fullerton? Why certainly would we need more than one? Helping the voters of Fullerton is a smokescreen. This doesn't help our voters. Who would want to live or work next to one of these dope mills? Helping those that stand to make the most appears to be the main motivator.
It's called medical marijuana.
Jimmy?
May I please continue? Okay. Helping those that stand to make the most appears to be your main motivation. The average annual profit per store is $300 to $500.